Welcome to today's tutorials. Maybe today I will introduce myself. All this while my viewers have been asking questions, asking who is this? I have to introduce myself from today officially. My name is Mr. Stanley Peter Porter. I'm a lecturer in Michael Obara University of Agriculture, Umudike. I have this social media platform where I deliver lectures to help students, because as we all know, we cannot cover everything that you need to know in the classroom. So some of the things we discuss them outside the classroom, and one of the means of doing this is through my social media platforms. I have a YouTube channel, I have a Facebook page, I have a WhatsApp page, I have also an Instagram, I have my Twitter. So you can follow any of these social media platforms in order to get our weekly lectures. So today we are going to look at the different motivational theories we have that are trending in human resource management. We have so many motivational theories, but we're going to dwell our lecture today on two theories. That is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of need theory of 1954 and Mc Gregor theory X and Y of 1960. You see, Abraham Maslow provided a theory and he tagged it hierarchy of needs theory. In his explanation, he gave 5 stages in which human beings pass through to get to the highest level in life. You see, human beings have a lot of needs. Just like Adam Smith said, that human wants are insatiable. Abraham Maslow studied human beings and their psychological need and discovered that there are stages. For instance, when you achieve a particular stage, you will want to move to the next stage. When you satisfy that particular stage, you want to move to the next one, which means our needs are cropping up, going up, and up. The 5 stages which Abraham Maslow used are as follows. The physiological need. The second one is safety need. The third one is love or belongingness need. The fourth one is self-esteem. And then the last, which is not the least, self-actualization. Now, Abraham Maslow, in his explanation of these stages of needs, has it that physiological need covers the need for food, shelter, and clothing, which is the basic need of life. So, as a worker in an organization, the first need which you will like to actualize is the physiological need. That is achieving the basic need. It means that as a worker, any work you are into should be able to satisfy at least this basic need: your shelter, your food, and your clothing. And when you are able to achieve this, when you have been satisfied, when you have satisfied this particular level of need, a worker will now seek the next level of need, which is security or safety need. That is when you start talking of job security. That's when you start joining different unions, different cooperatives in order to have your job secured. That is when you start talking of how do I protect my job? How do I protect myself? Having achieved these basic ones, how do I now secure this job so that it will produce and lift me up to the next level? Now, when human beings have satisfied this particular need, you will now start thinking of the next need, which is love or belongingness need. And that is the need to love or be loved. At that point, human beings will start looking for socialization, whom to love him or be loved. At that level, human beings will now look at the level of socializing with the society. At that point, you will start looking for friends, start looking for social groups to join so as to belong. After you have satisfied this need, it doesn't end there, according to our Maslow. You will now look for the next one, which is self-esteem. At that level, a human being will start looking for self-respect. You will start seeking, probably if you are someone who is interested in politics, you start looking for political positions, start looking for power, because at that level you have what it takes. You start looking for self-respect, for self-esteem, for society to recognize you. So after you have satisfied this particular need, you move to the last but not the least, which is self-actualization need. At that level, it is you have gotten to the apex need of your life, the apex level of your career development. Probably if you are in academics, maybe that time you have reached to the professional level. And at this level, at this stage, what human beings are now doing, or what they'll be doing at that stage, is no longer to make money, but how will they impact to the society? At that level, you start seeking for how to make things work in the society. For instance, at that level, one can establish maybe a foundation where you will be offering scholarships, because at that level he has gotten to the highest level of his or her life. So Abraham Maslow, in this hierarchy of need theory, explained the stages in which human beings, workers in organization, pass in order to get to a certain level in life. Now, another motivational theory we shall look at is the Mc Gregor theory. They call it theory X and Y. Mc Gregor propounded this theory and divided it into two, that is theory X and theory Y. Theory X, according to Mc Gregor, talks about how workers are motivated to work and produce results. And this particular theory dwells on the fact that workers are forced or are given some punishment for them to produce the best for the organization. So this theory adopts punishment, adopts punishment as a measure to make a worker produce better results for an organization. Now, the other one he thought is the theory Y. The theory Y is a little bit liberal, and that theory talks about the motivational incentives as a better solution to make a worker produce best or to produce the best results. So this particular theory, which is theory Y, is for me based on the current situation we see ourselves in the society today. This particular theory is the best, because you cannot push somebody or give somebody punishment, or you will threaten somebody that if you don't come to work by 8 o'clock, for instance, you can't tell somebody if you don't come to work by 8 o'clock, you're punished. Now, if you look at it from that particular angle, if you make it that way and make it compulsory that one must come to work at 8 o'clock and then close by 4 o'clock, one thing is that you can force a horse to the stream, but you can never force that horse to drink water. Human beings are very, very difficult to handle. So if you give such rules, the person might end up adopting what we call work to rule type of strike action. Yes, there is maybe one of these, when we talk about strike action, we can now talk about that. work to rule. The person will just do it in such a way that he will come to work by 8 o'clock. You say I should come to work, no problem. By 8 o'clock, I'm in the office. And then I will work. I'll make sure that I do those responsibilities I'm supposed to do. And then by 4 p.m. on the dot, I am leaving office. Whether I have finished what I'm supposed to do for the day or not, as long as you have given me a time frame, I will come by 4 o'clock, by 8 o'clock, and go by 4 o'clock. So you find out that if there is something extra, maybe along the line, something came up within the day or within the hours the person is supposed to work, and something like that was supposed to be delivered that same day, you find out that that work will not be delivered because the person is working to rule. He is working according to the rules. He said 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, no problem. But theory Y, assuming it is theory Y, whereby you introduce some motivational incentives like extra pay, like giving rewards, like there are so many ways of recognizing an employee's contribution to the organization. By giving that employee some of these things, you have made that employee to work extra time, even without requesting extra thing from you, because he believes that he is part of the organization. That's something we call employee commitment. That's something we call employee participation. When an employee feels part of the decision-making body of an organization, that employee tends to produce more for the organization, even when it is against or out of the person's reach. But for the fact that the organization is recognizing his or her presence, for the fact that the organization is carrying him or her along in decision-making, the person can produce more and more and more for the organization. So these people provided these theories and see it as a theory that will help in motivating employees in an organization. So from time to time, we shall be reviewing other theories in human resource field. For today, we shall end our lectures here today, and as time goes on, we bring out more lectures. Always subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on our Facebook page. Follow us on our Instagram, our WhatsApp. Ask your questions. We are there. By God's grace, we'll give you answers to your questions. Ask your questions. Ask us anything we can. We will, by God's grace, we'll be able to give you answer to them. So I urge you all to follow us and be part of our lectures. Thank you, and may God bless you.